So
Still?
glitchy. Yes, you're still echoey
No.
a little bit.
Really? Still?
No,
No.
no, that's sounding better.
Okay, good. Because Skype took like forever to shut down from my computer. There's some issues with
Oh,
my
got it.
Skype. That's it. Okay. Hi.
Hi.
All
You
right.
I
guys look
can't see you
lovely.
yet.
Really? What the fuck? I see myself.
Do you see Astrid? No, there you are.
Okay, I had to click and click. Okay. If
Yeah,
that
I
makes
had to
any sense.
click a few times too to see.
Click, 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 click. Okay, I'm just closing all the windows and finding my Sparkle book. Oh my gosh, I get to play with you guys.
Welcome to the Game Night Show, where we help change makers change their game, and everyone wins. Highlights of some of tonight's show is: have you ever had a thought in the middle of your workday that you wanted to go outside or read a book or call a friend? Maybe you wanted to plan a trip or go to the zoo or art museum. The games we will be playing on this show tonight are games that open up your personal permission to play and sparkle all you want, being the true 100% you while growing your profitable business, which of course will expand everyone's genius towards creating clarity and sparkling to their fullest ability. I'd like to welcome our guests and those who are watching live today. Say hi, say where you're from, and what's your business in the chat. You are the live guinea pigs in our experimental games tonight. Our guest contestant for the show is brand specialist and Sparkle Girl, Astrid Mueller, author of the forthcoming book, Permission to Sparkle. And I will introduce her fully in just a moment. Tonight we're going to play some games, challenge our guest contestant with opening up on part of her business that we can get clarity with the games. We're going to give away a prize, and we're going to share how to keep playing with us all week long. We are sharing this in YouTube and links in Facebook where you can watch it later too. If you are watching later, we would love for you to use the hashtag replay right now and let us know that you're here in the chats. I am Jean Berry. I'm a creative explorer and your game night show host. Coaches and consultants hire me to make branded games for their transformational work. And I work with an extraordinary team to make that happen. Let me introduce you to the Game Maker team and panelist on the show tonight. Kavita Singh. Let me put her up on the screen here. Oh, that is not you. Hang on, let me get you. There you are. That is you. Oh, cool. So Kavita is our official magic catcher, and with business x-ray goggles that allow her to see the things that are going on and how to maximize impact in the world. Say hey, Kavita. Glad you're here. Our guest contestant tonight has moved from the panelist area to the contestant area. You're going to meet Astrid Mueller, and this is always special to move to the contestant area because our contestants actually don't ever know what's going to happen next. So please meet Astrid Mueller. She is a brand magic specialist, intuitive artist and illustrator, as well as the team Sparkle Girl. She creates magic spaces of possibility inside groups where everything happens with ease. She is extraordinary at facilitating entrepreneurs co-create with the universe, so everything they do feels like a prosperity party. She is a game inventor, group facilitator, podcast leader, dog lover, and intuitive artist. Astrid is from Switzerland and currently resides in Kodiak, Alaska. You can follow her on social media. You can look for Astrid Sparkle Girl or on her website, schoolofmagic.com. Hey, Astrid. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for this amazing introduction. I really appreciate it, and I'm excited.
So tell us, Astrid, What inspired you? Well, first of all, how does it feel to be in the contestant seat?
Very different, actually. It's really interesting. I'm like, okay, let's do this. I feel like I'm on an amusement park ride or something. Yeah,
That's
very
awesome.
cool.
So what inspired you to write a book?
Actually, it was really cool. It was in a mastermind that we had together. That was really awesome, where we were kind of mirroring some story with each other and talking about something. And you actually, you caught it. You're like, I see this. There is this book that wants to be written by you, and it's called Permission to Sparkle. And I'm like, I'll take it. That totally feels like my book. And I was totally ready. So you totally intuitively got it. And I took it and I ran with it. And it's flowing and growing and almost done.
Beautiful, beautiful. And so, of course, tonight, in honor of our special Sparkle guest, we are featuring Sparkle and Authenticity games, games that create play and sparkle in your world. You may kind of even wonder what that is. But we're going to start with a game to just kind of make our juices start to flow here. And we're going to open with a game with words that sparkle. Anything that makes you think or feel sparkle. So we're going to go with me and Kavita and Astrid. We're going to go around and name things that sparkle. And as always, as we go around, of course, if you don't have a word, you're out. And the last sparkle word wins. For those of you watching, you can help us out in the chat with the words you can think of. And the last one with a sparkle word will be crowned the supreme queen winner of words for this week. Are you ready to play?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
My face already hurts.
All right, so I'm going to start with sparkle.
Who goes next?
Glow.
Kavita? Okay.
Glow.
Disco ball. Disco ball.
Diamonds.
Magic.
Sequins.
Glitter.
Beads.
Dewdrops.
Sunspots.
Waterfalls.
Snowflakes in the sun.
Bubbles.
Rainbows.
Crystals.
I think I'm out. All right, I'm out. Kavita, you're up.
Toys. Sparkle toys.
Silver foil. Wait, that's not quite real.
Foil, yes, foil.
Okay.
Necklaces.
Sugar.
Crowns.
Holy schmuckies. Swarovski jewelry.
Birthday cards.
Oh my gosh, we're having a showdown going on here. Disco lights.
As distinct from a disco ball, which I totally get that.
Right. Christmas trees.
Makeup.
Good one. Shoes.
Bling. That's just the word, but bling is sparkle.
It's words that mean or are, so absolutely it works.
Like fiercely contesting, all competitive. It's hilarious.
Oh my god. Notebooks. Journals.
Fish fins. Not fins, the scales. Sorry, translation issue. Fish scales.
Lights.
Glitter? Did we have glitter already?
I already said glitter. Yes, I did say glitter.
Oops. I think that makes me out. Reuse, recycle. Glitter was twice. I think I'm out. It's okay.
Well, that was actually an extraordinary round. And Kavita, you win today. Crowned the Supreme
I
Queen
know,
winner of
first
Words
time.
for the Week.
You win the Sparkle game. I love it, Kavita. Cheers.
This is evidence that I'm hanging around Astrid a little too much. So
There's no such thing.
it all rubbed off on me. I got it. Did a great job on me.
That's beautiful. All right, cool. So before we dive into our next game, Astrid, we would love to know more about you. So can you tell us what was your first business?
My first business was illustrating for women magazines. And yeah, the first one was in Switzerland, and then it went over Europe and then international magazines. Yes.
Beautiful. Fabulous. And so what did you do then when you launched really kind of your own business serving entrepreneurs?
That was a long odyssey in the making. So the first kind of foot into that was when people started asking about design. And then I realized, oh, I think I can do websites. And I kind of started learn by doing. I guess that would be the first one. And then I became passionate about branding at some point. I hope these dogs are not going to knock down my phone. They're all wagging their tail. I'm excited. It turned into branding, where I realized that I had a friend who was really into branding, and she pointed me to a few books, and I realized that, oh my gosh, we can actually, even as small business owners and solopreneurs, we can totally have really magnetic brands, and there are strategies for that. And so that kind of started flowing into my work. So this whole personalizing and really feeling into the brand energy, that came pretty soon into my work, going deeper with all the design.
Beautiful. So absolutely, you stand in magic all the time, I can tell. And finding people sparkle, right? So what does it mean to sparkle?
So for me, it's paraphrasing, really owning your inner power and being who you truly are and daring to be fully you. And the whole sparkle theme kind of showed up because people like my energy and they started calling me that. So it kind of became this kind of nickname, playfully, more and more. And at some point, I really started claiming it. And apparently these guys are feeling the sparkle right now. They're totally playing. They just came back from the second walk today. So
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, our one of our standard games on the Game Night Show, as you know, is an intuitive game, which you are all about as well. And it is the heart of my business. So we're going to play the Angels, Peacocks, and Butterfly games, which actually Astrid is also a certified facilitator for. I've pulled it up on the screen here for you all to see it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to play that for Astrid today. And actually, she's going to play for all of you who are watching. So the cards that she draws today are going to be specifically for those of you who are in business and have a question. So I'd like you to just take a second to think of what your question is inside your business, specifically for you. And Astrid, do you have any question that you want to pose to the cards? You don't need to, because of course this is an everyday intuition game, so you don't need to have a strong intuition. Usually it just finds a perfect action. Would you like to go with that one, or you want to come up with another one?
I like that, what you just suggested, to just kind of be curious about the next easy action steps in my business that are most relevant and like the game changer action step. How about that?
Oh, beautiful. I love that. Okay,
go.
cool. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up this angel deck. We're going to shuffle it up. And you just say stop. I'm shuffling now. So you just say when we're at your cards and the one that's for you and everyone.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, stop.
Oh, there we go. Service is what we have drawn.
Nice.
That is lovely. Okay, so next I'm going to grab this butterfly deck. Same thing. We're going to shuffle it up. And oh, right there.
Yep.
Chakra 3, networking and partnerships.
Oh, so great. I love it.
And then we're going to
Yes.
grab the peacock deck, same thing. We're going to go ahead and shuffle up.
And stop.
Communicating. All right, it looks like
Okay.
our camera has just stopped for a second, so I'm just going to put us all back on the screen so you can see our faces. I'm going to write down the journal card what you got, which
Yes,
is
nice.
service, networking and partnerships,
I love your game so much. It's so synchronistic every time.
and communicating. And so, of course, as you know, there are extra words on this journal card, and it creates a sentence that your brain cannot finish. And so what we're going to do is we're going to speak the sentence, and whatever pops in your head is the right end of the sentence. So if you're watching, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to listen to the sentence, and you're just going to listen to your higher self for the end of the sentence. So here it is. I am service in my networking and partnerships. Therefore, I am communicating. I am service in my networking and partnerships. Therefore, I am communicating.
I got it.
All right, so what did you get, Astrid?
So like you said, it doesn't really make sense to my mind, but I'm communicating that anything is possible.
Nice. And so what this sentence is the place where you simply get to stand today. You just get to be there and be that and just revel in being that energy, because it will attract exactly what you want to have happen and the miracles to happen in your world. So the next thing we're going to do is take that angel card that we drew first, which was service, and we're going to become service. And when you become service, you actually will feel where service lives inside your body. And so I'm curious, for any of you watching, or for you, Astrid or Kavita, where does service, when you say I am service, where does that live in your body?
In my heart chest area.
Yeah, it really just expands there. You feel that little thing.
Yeah.
And so that's how you know, right? How does that feel for you? Is it kind of an expansion, or is it energy or a lightness? What does that feel like?
Kind of warm for me.
Yeah,
Warm
it feels
and
warm. That's
fuzzy.
nice. It's warm and fuzzy. I like
Yes,
that.
expansion for sure.
Expansion for you, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm kind of expansion feeling too. That's for me. And it's a little higher in my chest, kind of, in the upper chest area for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to take wherever service lives for you. Some people feel tingling in their hands or in their head. So it can be anywhere in your body. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take wherever it is and we're going to grow it. We're going to grow service, and so it fills your whole body. So from your heart or your head or your hands, you're going to grow it into your whole torso. So now your service in your torso, your service in your shoulders, your service in your arms and elbows and hands and fingers, your service in your hips, your service in your thighs, your service in your calves and feet and toes, your service in your neck and head. There's nowhere in your body that isn't service. In fact, we're going to bump it out about a foot from you, and so now you're in a big old bubble of service. And from there, we're going to ask your intuition another question. And here's the question. In light of that, in light of being service, what is your key action for today? Or Astrid's magical, inspired to do?
Oh, this is funny. I got the visual of me being in this bubble and doing somersaults. So for me, the action is to actually physically play. And I think I'm going to play with the dogs that I'm sitting, and I'm actually going to roll around on the floor because I know that shifts energy, and that's actually magical for everything.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And so if you are watching, and if you're watching later, I'd love to know what kind of action showed up for you. What kind of thing would you like to say? Because that action, whatever action it is a miracle portal for you. It means that by doing it, you get a miracle. And the miracle either happens today, tomorrow, or next week. But it shifts the matrix of your space and allows you to let the universe act on your behalf. And so it's an exciting way to run your life, is to play a game like this every day to open up your intuition and miracles in your life. So that was cool.
I want to say
Yes.
something real quick, because you are the inventor of this game, Jean, and I played with you for 90 days. I did the whole, or 100, like 3 months I did it. And it totally shifts everything. Your intuition does grow. And of course you create miracles, because not everybody may resonate with the word, but it's coming from your heart. It's your best wisdom, your best action steps that serve you best. And because you honor that, it's, of course, what is aligned and perfect for you instead of trying to figure it out the hard way. So I know it totally works. I felt it, and I do that. I operate that way all the time. And it's actually part of the magic to sparkling fully, is to listen to that. So I love that. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Are we just getting something?
I know you asked for the action step, Jean, and for me, it's about having more conversations, just heartfelt conversations, because people are in different spaces at different times, and it's good to connect at the time when they probably need that connection, So that's what I was getting.
Beautiful. Absolutely. I love when I get to go out to camera for a second, because then I go and check and see if I can fix my other stuff. So I think I got the camera going on the game there. There we go. Now you can see the card all filled out. Not sure what happened there, but here we go. Beautiful. All right. Well, it is time to move on to our next game, which I love this game. This is one of the things that has become a staple of what we do on the show, especially for people with authors. And it is a game inspired by bibliomacy, which means divination by the book. And we do this in some form each week because we have so much fun with the magic that shows up. And so we thought we'd put it to our sparkle theme. And if you are watching via live stream or later, we would love for you to join this game in honor of our guest tonight, who is a forthcoming author. Her book is coming out called Permission to Sparkle, and you're going to get an insider's glimpse into her book before everyone else, because we're going to use her book to get an answer to some question. So bibliomacy was originally used taken from sacred text or with certain ritual and ceremony, and now it's kind of used as everyday bibliomacy, where you might have heard of a game like the dictionary game. You open the dictionary and see if you can stump everyone else on the meaning of words, which can be pretty funny too. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Astrid's book, which currently is in digital form. So I've got it up on the screen here. So she's going to pick a page to answer a question and intuitively point to a spot, and we're going to use that sentence to decode an answer to our question. So the question that I came up with today for our first question is, what is the best way to be authentic and find your inspired actions each day? So that's what we'll ask the book today, is what is the best way to be authentic and find your inspired actions each day?
Cool. I love the question. So you wanted the number for me.
Yeah, so you're going to say...
I got 58, and I have no idea what's there.
Hang on. I want to pull it up on the screen here. For some
not
reason,
like I
I'm getting
memorized all
something
the
else.
pages.
Exactly. I'm getting something else on my screen. Let's see if I can get that to show up. There we go. Now we're showing your book. And you said 58? Okay, let me just scroll on down to page 58. How is the long scroll? Oh, 40. We're getting there. Oh, I went way past it. 71.
That's my birth year, huh? Thanks for that.
60, 59, 58. Okay, cool. And there are 6 paragraphs. Which paragraph do you want to choose?
The third one.
1, 2, 3. It says, number 4, play with this book and its game. Some awesome and very powerful guides are in there. You can play with these cards and get powerful answers by listening to your heart.
That's perfect confirmation to start the game with the book, of course.
There's really nothing else to say, right?
Play with the book, yes. And listen to your heart. It's perfect.
That is so
Yeah.
awesome.
So then now all you need to do, Astrid, is to have your pre-order page available so we can all play with the book and then we can listen to our heart.
I love that so much. And I don't have that yet, but I do have a sign up page that I can share later. Yeah.
Yeah, so unintended plug, absolutely. You should go ahead and find Astrid on social media, friend her, because yes, you want this book because it is the best way to be authentic and find your inspired actions each day.
Yes,
So
for
Astrid, I'm
sure.
curious, what practices do you regularly use to get grounded and discover your inspiration?
So because I play with rebellious traits, I am super creative. So I always change my practices. So nothing is fully the same. However, I do really live mindfully and start the day mindful and with peace. And one of the things actually that I really love that really does center me as well is the mastermind that we three have in the mornings, because we currently do it at 7 in the morning and it always really grounds me. And then I go out into nature a lot and really, am present there with the dogs and everything. And I pause and I take moments where I'm mindful. And then I play with intuition in my intuitive drawings and stuff and journaling. And I follow, like when I'm inspired to, I tune in and then I get answers that way. Yeah, all kinds of ways. I can't really pinpoint one particular one. Yeah, I used to start with a morning routine and then the word routine didn't feel good. And then I found a fun way for a while, which was like a 4-step thing of grounding, breathing, and that I always do, and then kind of feeling the connection and centering in my heart. So I still kind of do that, but more in a flowy way now. It's not so structured.
Sure. That's beautiful. As I knock my camera, there we go. Thank you for that, because I think it's about finding those really inspired things to do that make your heart sing, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I love that you say that, and that's my curiosity. Basically, in every moment, like feeling into what feels right and good to me right now. What do I need, and then listen to that. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. We do want to ask a second question of your book. And I grabbed another one that's I think is on the mind of a lot of people often about their businesses as they think about the future and the vision of their business and that type of thing. And here's the question. How do you scale your business to 6 or 7 figures in an authentic and sparkly way?
Holy moly. So I have to say that I do not have a business per specific chapter, so I'm really excited what's going to show up.
All right, so
very excited.
What page do you want to choose?
I want Kavita to pick a number.
Okay, what are the page numbers? What do we, from 1 to what?
200, I think.
Okay.
220, something like that.
Cool. So page number 88.
Page 88. Okay, let me go ahead and flip over to the book. Here we are on 61. Let us go to page 88.
Wow. I want to know what the answer is.
Okay, on page 88, there are 1, 2, 3 paragraphs. Which paragraph do you want?
Jean, do you have your spinner? You can play with your spinner this time.
Oh, fun.
Well, the problem is now I'm looking at the thing, so let me get a dice instead. Where's my dice? Where's the dice? I have dice here somewhere. No, I don't. They landed somewhere else. Okay, we'll use the spinner. And then we'll go by sentences. Yes.
Yeah.
We got number 10, so we'll count sentences down. Sentence number 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I like how you
7,
strategically use intuition.
8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 actually happens to, you use a lot of ellipses, and I couldn't decide if that was a new sentence or not, so I counted it as the same sentence. So actually the 10th sentence is the last sentence, and it kind of cuts off at the end of the page. It says, look for beads, wire, ribbons, hair embellishments, crystals, fabrics with your intention. What feels like your most sparkly you?
Ooh, I love that. I love that so much. What are you guys getting for that?
Well, I love it because it's like basically your version of saying you being yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the highest version of yourself, or the one that really gets lit up by whatever you're creating. And that's what makes the magic happen. That's what brings the business and the money in. That's what makes everything happen. So it's
Right.
always coming back to your original self.
Yes. And for me, what I also got from that, because it's this, I got the visuals, like you have beads and sparkles and all these things. It's almost like being on the sparkle path and follow the breadcrumbs, like in the fairy tale when you go in the forest. You just follow the things that excite you. And that way you keep your frequency, you're excited about your business, you get all the best ideas, because it all comes from the heart where you're excited. And yes, I love it. I didn't know there was a 7-figure answer in that book.
Well, and I really love that piece of, it actually says all kinds of different ideas, which means it's picking that one in the moment, saying, this is how, and you follow that. And then you're like, okay, well, what's the next one? What's the next sparkly thing? And then that's how you keep scaling, is finding the things that just keep adding on and growing what you have.
Yes. Yes, and from a branding perspective, I know a lot of people think, oh my gosh, I have too many things, and it feels like I'm scattering myself. And that actually does not have to be the case, as long as you're coming from your innermost sparkly you. If it's aligned with who you are and you are in the center, and it's kind of like what you said, Kavita, right? Like you follow what really lights you up, then you're always in the center and you feel as one, and everything you do feels like one thing. And that's for me the same thing with, like, I have all these creative things happening, yet everything is clearly like from me, and from the whole permission to sparkle, everything is like, yeah, you can do everything and express yourself fully, and that actually brings the magic out as well.
I love that. And what I'd love to know then, in talking about that kind of authenticity in your business, I'm curious for our viewers, what does it mean to you to be sparkly? Like for you, what is your unique way to be sparkly in the world? And it might even be one of those ways that others kind of see you as quirky or weird, right? What are those pieces? Sometimes it's fun to look for those and see, how can I pull that into everything that I do to be 100% me?
Yep. I love that. I can't wait to see the comments. How about you, Jean? What does it mean for you? I'm curious too.
Oh, that's actually a great question.
Right?
How am I weird and quirky and sparkly? Well, part of it is, even the artwork that I do is, I had someone comment one time, so you never left the kindergarten palette? Is that it?
Oh my.
And I thought it was really funny because, of course, no, I'm like, no, those are the fun colors. Why would I leave there?
I love that answer so much.
So yes, it's just owning it and staying there. Kavita, how about you? You have a sparkle you like?
Mm. For me, it's always the energy of laughter and joy, like the giggles. So in whatever I'm doing or sharing or creating, at some point the laughter comes on, and it's always a sign for me where that thing has been integrated, that idea has solidified, that magic has landed, because it feels like a complete energy rush in your body, and there's just so much joy and laughter, and I'm so grateful that for many days we all share that, the three of us. And then, of course, we share that with all of our clients and other people that we connect with on a daily basis. So It's so natural and easy that sometimes you may not see it, and this is for our viewers, but it's that thing that really lights you up, and so that's
Yep.
fine.
Nice. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. So I wanted to do a game today that really is up Astrid's alley. And so one of the things that Astrid teaches and lives in the space of is having fun and living like it's your birthday every day. In addition, Astrid has a deep love for dogs and makes magic and miracles happen with the dogs in her community as well. And so I wanted to do some intuitive drawing today that would pull in something about like, okay, so here's what it's called: outrageous birthday parties with dogs.
Oh my gosh, that's
And
hilarious
so
and awesome.
we're going to do an intuitive drawing today that is going to allow our viewers to get some deep wisdom about living their life like it's a birthday every day, and in that fabulous, happy, loving energy of dogs, right? And so if you've never seen intuitive drawing before, what we do is we take a blank piece of paper and then we just close our eyes and grab colors and just color whatever our intuitively shows up. And then we look at it to decode it because we've figured out what all the colors mean. So let me go ahead and put on the camera here again. Let's see, is it on? There we go. You can see my paper here. And is it? Let me just double check my camera. As I switch to, you look at Kavita and Astrid getting their stuff ready as I get my camera going again.
I had no idea you were going to do this, but of course
I
always
know.
have my creative bag here.
I know you
Bags.
do. All right. Here we go. Whoops, that's not it. Camera's on. Okay, cool. All right, so outrageous birthday parties with loving dog energy. You can see my colors here. I'm just going to close my eyes. I'm going to pick a color, and then I'm going to just color whatever shows up.
Oh my gosh, this is so great. I'm already having fun.
Okay, wow. All right, so I've got actually just 3 colors on my drawing while Astrid finishes up her drawing. We'll talk about this one and see what shows on there. I think, Kavita, can you see it? Also, is it on the screen yet?
It's not there yet.
Okay, well, I know
I
there's
see
a little bit of a delay.
I
So,
see it.
okay, cool.
Yeah,
So,
now I see
it in the
your drawing.
making. That's so cool.
okay, so
I
in the
love
back
it.
is what came on first was this really deep brown color, which for me means grounded or perfect as you are, like being perfect as you are. And then there's this nice squiggles going through it, which are all yellow, and yellow means cheerful and unique. And the purple means spirited or connected to spirit. And so it's got this kind of curly thing with a couple round circles here as well. And when I see that, along with this kind of question is how to live like it's your birthday, outrageous birthday party every day. And in the unconditional love of animals, right? I see that place of being perfect as you are, like being seen not only through your animal's eyes, but through your own eyes. And it almost looks like a person. There's kind of a head there with a body and arms. Is being perfect, like seeing yourself just like your dogs see you as perfect. And then this nice halo around it, almost looks like hair, right? of being connected to spirit. Like that's, do your practices that connect you and then live in the unique, cheerful spot of you. I mean, that kind of looks like party streamers, right? I love that.
Yes. What I really love about that drawing, Jean, is there's a lot of movement with the brown, yet it feels very organic. And knowing Astrid, I mean, I don't think there's a day that you don't go outside. So, the whole connection with the earth, the authenticity, the organic energy, being with the dogs. It's where for you, Astrid, that's where you get your joy, and it fuels your ability to love and to love unconditionally, right?
Yeah.
So it flows from the animals all the way out to the human
Aw.
beings. So I'm really loving
Yes.
that.
I love it too, and it seems so harmonious, and like perpetuum, like and like a hug and everything. There's a lot of beauty in that, and it looks like a cradle too, like this brown kind of grounded cradle, like being held, sort of in love, and then a party streamer. Yes, yeah, awesome. You ready for
Beautiful.
mine?
I am ready for yours. Okay, we want to see yours too.
Okay, so when I started intuitive drawings, I started with just colors, but very soon I'm like, I want to play with more things because I'm so creative. So I started bringing in scrapbooking things and stickers, and now I have all kinds of things. And I also use words sometimes, whatever words pop in my head or my heart. So this is mine. And for me, I have black shown up here at the bottom, and I read them kind of like a weather forecast for the soul. So it's like to get into that energy of birthday every day. With I don't know how you worded it, but with like outrageous birthday parties with dogs, you have to get out of your shadow side. So you may start here feeling kind of dense and heavy. Maybe you're worried about something or just trapped in the mundane. And then if you go out, you have all these rust color here, and rust for me means like trust a lot, and it has to do with grounding too. So if you shift into grounding and trust, and then this lighter color, it gets lighter and lighter as you go up here. Then there's this lighter brown that shows up, so a lighter grounding, where like maybe like literally getting a few fresh air breaths outside. And it's playful. It's also like this party streamer playful circles showing up. And then the black becomes thinner, and it really connects with yellow. For me, that means joy, and I wrote love here actually. And then there's this light, the very, very light color of kind of salmon color. And for me, that's a color of cleansing and playful joy, possibility kind of color. So that is really happening up here. And then the word hula came to me, hula love. And we have two stickers. There's a little Easter bunny with an egg. The egg is also color of joy, and like it's just like happy going, ha. And then there's a fish and a transparent, like empty sticker things with hearts. There were hearts on there, and just transparency in general. And for me, that represents that you see beyond the veil. It's also a part in my book when you can see beyond what we think is reality, and you kind of see behind. It's like when we have limiting beliefs, we think, oh, this is the reality, and this is something will never change or whatever. But truth is anything can change and anything is possible. And this is like the energy of anything is possible. That's what you tap into when you're in that birthday energy. And I feel and live that every day. What are you guys getting from that?
Well, I love that it starts at the base with the acknowledging that sometimes you're just not there. Like that shed, like you mentioned, the shadow sides, that sometimes you feel like you're in the mess. And yet living your birthday like as a birthday, and then that unconditional love is about finding those things that ground you and then looking at joy. Like those two pieces for me, just that movement there says get up and move and then look at the joy.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely agree with that. And for the veil part of it, it's interesting that you said that there were hearts there for the other stickers, Astrid, because for me it feels like you've got so much to give, and there is so much love in your heart, and there are spaces in which people can show up and receive that love and your gifts and your magic from you. So it's a space where people can show up and be part of that container. Or it can be something even more magical at the bottom of that, behind the veil, where there's even bigger possibilities and bigger outcomes that even you yourself can't see in this moment. So that's the way I see it.
I love it. Thank you, Kavita. Cool. That was fun. Thanks for inviting me to do that.
That was really fun. All right. Well, the next thing, and I'd love to know from our viewers if there is anything that really hit you about that, like that you can see inside of your life that's saying, oh, yeah, that was exactly what I needed to hear today. So please share any insights or anything that shows up for you. We'd love to hear about that as well. So finally, what we would love to do for you, Astrid, is to give you a gift this evening. And so we'd like you to ask a question about your business, and we're going to spin the spinner. And we're going to, Kavita and I are going to see how we can support you in getting answers from our spinner today.
Oh, that's sweet.
And so, of course, for our audience, you can win a prize simply by typing in the chat what most inspires you about anything that Astrid shared with you today, either in our ping pong or even earlier. So you can win a prize just by typing into the chat what inspired you about Astrid tonight. So what do you think, Astrid? What kind of questions do you have?
I feel so blessed already, and we already answered the seven-figure question. What else can I possibly ask? Okay, yeah, let me see. So I'm curious about, I want to create retreats or co-create retreats or show up and be invited to retreats. That's really dear to my heart. It's been for a while. I feel there's a question around that. What can be an easy next step to allow that into my reality, to be invited to the next retreat at an awesome location and have everything and expenses paid plus some extra, and just showing up and creating magic for somebody who also creates ripple effect in the world and making a bigger difference. What my next step for that could be.
Beautiful. All right. Well, let's get that spinner up on our camera here. Here is the magic spinner. You can see that it has both areas of life as well as numbers and hearts, and that are chakras. So we've got multiple answers that show up in here. So let me go ahead and spin for an answer for Astrid. It landed up on number 7, which is in health. It's actually the mental health area. And there are 3 chakras actually that govern this area, which is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th chakras. And so it's this area number 7, mental health.
Okay. Wow. That's something that I heard a lot. Like the whole grounding thing, it's like landing your magic of really owning it and trusting it and knowing that you're magical. That's what I'm getting from what you're saying. Like first chakra is very much about that, right? Really feeling safe and trusting it's already done, all of that.
Right. Okay. And so it's that combination between truly living, getting out of your head space, that swirling vortex that goes on, and then speaking your truth.
Yes.
Inside that grounded
that makes
space.
Total sense. Yes, and it also has to do with bravery, I think, right? Like really grounding, trusting, and then speaking your truth.
Oh, you froze for a second there, Astrid. There you are. Kavita, what else do you have to add about that?
So it's interesting because what I got for all the time that I've known you, Astrid, this is the most grounding drawing you've gotten from yourself and from Jean, all in the same breath on the same day.
That's true.
And for me, it's validation for you, and this is why I'm highlighting it, that in your mind, in your mental space, you sometimes believe the illusions, the stories where people may reflect to you that you're not grounded, or if you're too sparkly or joyful.
Oh my gosh, that is totally true. Yes.
And therefore, yet your groundedness comes with the energy of going outside and playing with the dogs. There's actually movement in your groundedness, and it's what I'm hearing. It's actually associated with air, so like breathing, like how that works. So in the same way, when you breathe, it's just a gentle air of in and out, and it nourishes. It's not like a whirlwind energy. Then nothing is created in that whirlwind energy. So the shadow side or dark side of the mind, when it's spinning out of control, it feels like a whirlwind and you can't really land anything. But when there's that gentle energy, it can pick something gently up and flip it over so you see the other side of it. It can, it's that gentle movement that really creates beauty and nourishment. Yeah.
Interesting. I'm going to sit with that too. That last part was something deep is like percolating there. I love that.
Yes.
But I love, like questioning, and I like doing that anyway. It's like when people say something to really feel inside again, like, is it true for me? And I have not done that around the grounding because, and I do feel a lot more grounded than I used to. So thank you for all that.
That's beautiful. So again, of course, for our viewers to win a prize tonight, simply type in the chat what most inspired you about what Astrid had to share in our kind of ping pong session here and with the spinner, or anything that happened throughout her book, Permission to Sparkle, or anything else like that, and you can win a prize. So before we wrap up here, Astrid, do you have any additional words of wisdom that you'd like to share?
I guess for me, it always comes back to follow your heart, because that's like the most foundational thing that I even started doing before I started this whole journey of like, spirituality or whatever. Before knowing anything, following my heart always led me to the next sparkle steps and the next thing that I was exactly supposed to do and lit me up. And then you find the next thing that lights you up. And at some point you have this kind of light chain that suddenly makes total sense. And yes, all of those things are like part of me now. And everything comes together the more you do that. So following your heart, it can be that simple. That's that.
Jean, can I add something here?
Of course.
And so, for instance, for this to land in a tangible way for our viewers, with Astrid following her heart, she actually launched 2 new ideas in her business today. And usually when we do launches, we tend to do one at a time. And here it is. You were easily able to launch 2 new ideas without any resistance towards it. And you're open for even more magic of what that means and how that unfolds, So it can be so easy and so simple. And thank you so much for role modeling that for us.
Thank you. The behind the scene magic. You got to be here to see it and experience it. Yes.
Right. And so thank you for being a contestant tonight and highlighting some of the work you do as the Sparkle Girl. And so
thank you so much.
You're welcome. And so it is now time for our commercial for the show. And so now we're going to go into our commercial mode and then wrap up for the night. Thank you so much for watching today. And I am Jean Berry. I hope you enjoyed the Game Night Show. Of course, click the YouTube subscribe button and be notified of upcoming live shows. We are on Tuesday evenings. We're in season 2 that will go through July, and then we'll take a little break and hopefully we'll move into season 3. It has been incredible. And here's the deal. Games are an incredible way to grow your coaching or consulting business. A branded game can cause leads, engagement, and magnetic followings, as well as grow brand memory, referrals, and allow you to grow your business to 6 and even 7 figures. We have created adventure games, a spiritual game, an astrology game, a real estate game, and more. The sky is literally the limit. Would you like to explore a game for your business? You can find me on the Game Night Show on Facebook, and you can send me a message there. And would you like to be a celebrity contestant on the Game Night Show? You can also shoot me a message, and I'll send you the link to fill out the application for that. Would you like to play more and find an intuitive alignment and be with like-minded community? You can jump into the Zap Adventure Club Facebook group along with me and Astrid and Kavita. And we will help you grow into this fun, exciting, fabulous place where you can actually grow your business with more sparkle. Any last words for you, Astrid or Kavita? I
do have something. So I want to keep this short, but the thing is, I think one of the secrets that many people don't realize, everybody's asking about manifesting, right? And how do I manifest more money? How does this work and everything? And the answer actually is what we are doing to raise your frequency into the frequency of sparkle, joy, happy, whatever you call it, right? When you really pursue it and let all these other things go, which is what my book helps you with as well, to just drop all the things that don't serve you, then you're getting more and more aligned with what you want to bring into your life. You don't mistrust it. You're just open for it. You're curious. Everything shifts, right? Like it's a total. What we're doing actually helps you manifest your dream life. And a lot of people don't see that yet, and that's okay. But I just wanted to share that because we are onto something really big and we're living this for ourselves. And so there's lots of magic waiting for you if you're feeling called. Yes.
Beautiful.
What I'd like to add to that is another magical part of it is connection. So it's when we feel isolated or all of that, and we spiral down and we get into our heads. And so connection is super important. Even if you're by yourself, but you feel connected to that source energy, it's such a beautiful thing. And so you can choose connection to be your starting point and surround yourself with more like-minded souls that get your jam.
Make you feel sparkly. Yes.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you all for coming and hanging out with us on the game night show. And we will see you on the next show.
Yay.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
Queen.